Live from New York, it's the Grant the Movie and TV Guy show. How are ya? For those who only know me from YouTube, we do SNL on my Instagram, so we're gonna keep the tradition going here on YouTube. Every time there's a new SNL, I'm gonna talk about it. So, for those joining me from my Instagram, welcome back. Those of you welcome friends. Tonight's musical guest was Nick Jonas. Let's talk about it. I just got done watching it a few minutes ago. Let's talk about it. So, let's start with the musical guest. It was Nick Jonas. Now, here's the thing. I was in middle school when the Jonas Brothers took off, and I'm fans of theirs. I like them a lot. And I'm really happy they're back together. And Chasing Happiness was really good. So I'm really excited. He did a good job, of course. He was good. It's Nick Jonas, like he's good. What else do you want to say? His monologue was not all that much like laugh out loud funny, but it was really charming. The biggest laugh actually came from Kevin Jonas. Kevin Jonas is in the audience, and he's like, "Are we still a band?" And he finally was like, "Yeah, we're still a band. It's okay. It's like, you're doing a lot of solo stuff." And he goes, "Bop, was that us?" He goes, "No, it was Hanson." That was funny. And he goes, "All right, Kevin, sit down." That was funny. The cold open was funny enough, although I thought it went on a little long. But I'll say this. This was another case like the Reggae John Page episode last week, where the first half was amazing, and then the second half was kind of, after update, was kind of, it was all right. It wasn't as funny, but most of it worked. Let's talk about it. So, where do I go from? I'm trying to remember what I really wanted to focus on. First off, that Cinderella parody, that might be the darkest, the most dark humor to take on Disney's take on Cinderella since like Escape from Tomorrow. That skit was like, and also like the best takedown of Disney by a former Disney star in SNL since like Zac Efron hosted back in like 2008. They did this High School Musical 4 skit where it's him coming back to school and telling everyone that life is horrible when you think everything's a musical. That was great. This is kind of in that same league. I can't talk about it because it's kind of nasty. But let's just say the one with the glass slipper is not who you think. And leave it at that, and it's pretty horrifying. One thing that really stood out, though, that was, finally, they mentioned they have, like, the scene, because it's supposed to be the big, climactic moment in Cinderella when the prince comes, and Prince Charming comes with the glass slipper. It's just, whoever's foot is on, who fits the slipper fits, is the one I went to the woman I went to the ball with. So it comes in, it's like, oh, they have like Drizella and Grisella, and then like the Lady Tremaine, and then Cinderella's like, we're in like her little maid outfit, and he's like, and he goes, oh, it could be her, and he goes, no, we keep her in the attic. Kenan Thompson is like the footman, and he literally says, he goes, well, that's a crime. Thank you. Finally, someone points that out. That the very nature of that whole story is like that never has flied and would never fly, locking a human being in an attic. Very funny. No, the part that I was by far, this was the driver's license skit of this week. This was the one that really was just bowling over just at the joke itself and how they pulled it off. And that was I can't really talk about this one either. There was a lot of like really gross, really kind of bordering on R-rated skits tonight, but they were funny skits. And let's say you'll see when the bachelor party song skit. Where they make a point about bachelor parties that I've always kind of had in the back of my mind, like, wouldn't that be awkward though? Like, wouldn't that be awkward to be in that situation when a certain someone comes over to give the dude one last night of freedom? That's all I'll say about it. It was just really funny. Because they're all singing a song, and then the payoff is just amazing. It's like Heidi Gardner and Ego Nwodim, and they're like, they're singing, and it's all the guys singing. It's funny. I can't say more. It's dirty, but it was funny. There were bits like that. Weekend Update was solid, although it was kind of a weird. It's always weird seeing an SNL person in a movie right before SNL. Like, because Colin Jost I just watched in Tom and Jerry, so it's kind of a weird leap from going to, like, dad jokes in that movie to... And, you know, I admit, why the "Fi not" line in that kind of made me smile. But to be Colin Jost and making, like, potentially cancel-worthy jokes was pretty funny. But, I mean, he's gonna get in trouble, for sure. And probably as well he should. Come on, Colin. Don't be controversial just for the sake of being controversial. You're just asking to get in trouble. But yeah, funny overall. They brought back the Dionne Warwick talk show. It wasn't quite as good as the first time, but again, the Ego Nwodim did a really good job playing Dionne Warwick. And one thing about that skit, Pete Davidson played Machine Gun Kelly again, and watching that scene, it's like something out of Us or Into the Spider-Verse. They're so similar. It's like they're cloned. It's so weird. And much respect to Machine Gun Kelly and Pete Davidson. I like them both, but it's like they're so similar, and that's why they're such good friends. It almost seems like they're the same person. It's so surreal seeing him play him. But yeah, okay, Weird Zone 10-11. It was genuinely funny, but it was kind of all over the place. It didn't seem to... It took a while to kind of figure out what the point of the skit was, and once you did, it was kind of like, oh, okay. It kind of reminded me of... They wanted to do the Last Call skit with Kate McKinnon, where Kenan Thompson is, like, the horrified bartender, and she's, like, the weird person with... Usually it's the host, and they're the other weird person, like, wanting to go upstairs together, and... That was what they're kind of going for, but it didn't quite pay off. It was kind of a different thing where it's Kate McKinnon and the joke is really uneven. It had funny bits, but it was just even where it's like, they're two weird people. It's Nick Jonas and Kate McKinnon, these two people who I guess haven't dated anyone since, or haven't done like the bar scene since COVID started, since lockdown, so they basically like acting weird. And there were some bits that were funny, his, like, what was it? Was it supposed to be, like, his sexy... Nick Jonas was really funny. There were bits, like, where they're singing Taking Out the Ball Game and you're getting all the lines wrong. Like, some bits like that. But overall, it was just kind of... It was half an idea that was a quarter executed. But it was moderately amusing. Oh, no. Actually, this is tied with the bachelor party thing. The funniest skit of the night by far, or, like, tied with it, was the, I love this. It was, like, they do that... I wonder if this is actually real. Where they do, it's like a... Was it like a CrossFit or something? It's some kind of exercise thing where I guess the trainers, they these, like, mirrors, these digital mirrors, and I guess the trainers are, like, AI, and they're in the mirror, and it's, like, Nick Jonas and Heidi Gardner, but then the third one is this, like, middle-aged woman played by Kate McKinnon, who's, like, what was her name? Like, Sharon Delgado, something like that, Shannon Delgado, who's like, I'm trapped in the mirror. Someone help, someone called my husband before it's too late. I was like, and it comes back to Nick Jonas and he's like Nathan, this like dude bro, like trainer, CrossFit dude, and he's just like, okay guys, let's work on those, you know, squats also. Don't listen to Shannon Delgado, she's a filthy liar. And I was like, it's funny. It's like, it was genuinely, caught me off guard and was genuinely funny. So, those bits all really worked. Again, the second half, there were a few... One that kind of amused me, but it went on too long, but I still kind of dug it just because I always like it when the cast breaks. I think it's always kind of very human. There's a log flume skit where the joke is that, that one at least had a really good payoff. Where it's in like a log flume, like something like, I don't know, like Splash Mountain, or like, you know, like say the log flume at Six Flags here in beautiful St. Louis. You know, something like that, like a log water ride, like a water theme park ride. And I went in and he has his prize is like this stuffed version. This is so obscure dude. The lead character, Joe Gardner, the lead character from Soul. Okay, the Jamie Foxx character, which I love Soul. Soul's a great movie. I put it on my best of list, but it's such a weird reference. But it's like the joke is they keep calling him Cuck, like over and over, like, oh Cuck, what do you think? And because the joke is that it's Nick Jonas and Susan Maida, and they're like a couple, and then it it was Mikey Day and Heidi Gardner and their couple. And then it's just like no one wants to sit with them on the log because we'll go like in pairs. And he goes, well, yeah, guys, but maybe I could go ride with Heidi Gardner's character this time. And it's like, oh, but we did that last time. He's like, no, we didn't. You kept having me sit with the dude from Soul. So that was funny. And the payoff of that is they keep calling him, well, Cuck, what do you think? And they finally break when he's trying to get on, and he's clearly having technical problems trying to get behind in the right position on the log flume with the stuffed doll from Soul. Very funny. And then the payoff is that it's like something like where like the ride person is Punky Johnson, where he's like, oh, come along, Cuck. And he goes, my name's not Cuck, my name's Luke. Why does everyone keep calling me that? That was funny. Yeah, overall it was pretty funny. Solid, not as good as last week. Last week was even like the second half, even though it wasn't quite as funny, it was still consistently. I give this one like 4 stars. Just because the first half is so funny and there were some classic skits in there. So, yeah. Next SNL review is going to be, March 27th, we have a month, so see you in a month. Well, I'll see you sooner than that. Like, I'll see you probably as soon as Monday, but like... And Maya Rudolph's hosting. Awesome. She's always funny. She's always good. So, I'm close the book on SNL tonight. Thank you all. Go to bed. Everybody, good night, sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Seven the world in the 7 seas, everybody's interested. Okay! I'm a nerd. So, as you can see, I'm a very awkward nerd. So, yeah, I'll see you next time. And until next time, I'm Grant the Movie and TV Guy. I see it all. Happy to share it with you. And that really is messed up. Why did they keep Cinderella in an attic? That is a crime. Thanks, Kenan Thompson. Thank you.